Hey, today in the inner game of childbirth, I would like to talk about the importance of leading the prenatal and postpartum coaching conversations over time, over a period of time, and not have them focus on the details or the explanations of how we're doing things in birth or in the postpartum period, but having them around your client's um, mindsets and their the inner conversations they have with themselves about their upcoming childbirth experience and postpartum experience. And so here's the thing. In my practice, I realize, and it took me some time to notice it, but I realized that my clients often tend to talk about what they're dreading that is going to happen, and they talk about their troubled past. So, for example, when I talk about what we're dreading, we can talk about being afraid of labor pain, being afraid of medical interventions, being afraid of losing control over my birth experience, being afraid of things going wrong with the baby. I can talk about postpartum, being afraid of losing the autonomy of my body when I'm breastfeeding, being afraid of being sleep deprived, um, loneliness that I might fear of in the postpartum period. So here's the thing. Many times the internal conversations, the inner conversations that our clients have are focusing on their troubled past experiences that they had in the past, maybe even with the medical system, that were um, leading some traumas and some negative emotions, or they're focusing on their dreaded future, what they're afraid of. And there are many explanations to why we tend to focus so much on past trauma and the dreaded future. It has to do with our evolution, and the fact that we have a habit of storing information that is going to help us survive. And but put that aside, the explanation is not what's important. My point is that as a prenatal and a postpartum coach, there are two things that I want you to imagine yourself doing with your clients. One is engaging in conversations over time. So, say, for example, that you set up for one sitting with your client to write the birth plan. That's not enough. We wrote the birth plan. Now what? Does that mean that your client now is having inner conversations that are only about this vision, this desired experience that you wrote down? No, it's not what it means. Um, you engage them in a good action, but now what? Now what do we do? And so these conversations have to, one, focus on their desired experiences, and you want to create the habit of focusing instead of worry and what can go wrong and fears and troubled past. You want to create the habit of focusing on their resourceful past and focusing on their desired future. And when you do that, you create a mind shift that is so valuable as parents. Think about it. You are engaging in powerful coaching conversations with couples who are about to be parents. There are so many reasons. I don't need to convince you of that. There are so many reasons to worry about your kids, right? There are so many reasons to um, engage in a lot of worries and inner conversations with yourself about what can go wrong, thinking that you're even protecting your family and your kids, being prepared for the worst case scenario. We want to create a habit, and creating a habit takes time. So I want you to imagine yourself, to visualize yourself engaging in those powerful coaching, prenatal, postpartum coaching conversations with your clients and creating a mind shift that is going to serve them for life. Isn't this like really cool to be able to have so much impact and change people's lives, right? They're going to think about you. They're going to remember all the techniques that you gave them to really redirect the inner conversation that is about what can go wrong and what I'm afraid of and what I'm worried about toward what is it that I want to invite to my life, right? And you need to practice this. So this is why I'm telling you, prenatal and postpartum conversations need to take place over time, over a period of time, so that you really help your clients to adopt this new way of thinking and this mindset that is focusing on what they desire, on their strength, on what the resources that they already have, past experience that prove to them that they're strong and confident, rather than be afraid of what they might be missing and what can go wrong. Okay? I want you to think about it and start really visualizing yourself sitting with your clients and engaging in those powerful, important coaching conversations prenatally and in the postpartum. And how cool would that be to have a set of exercises that you can engage them in, to have models that can help you lead those conversations, right? Think about it. Bye for now.